Mr. Hill, did you read the 234-page Cleary-Gottlieb report about the sexual harassment and the bullying and the touching and the sleaze and the racial discrimination at the FDIC under President Biden?
I did, Senator.
I'm going to clean up the language here.
Welcome back, Patriots. Before we dive into this explosive story, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the truth the mainstream media won't tell you. Now let's talk about what just went down in the Senate. Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana went off, and for good reason. He confronted FDIC officials over a 234-page report detailing sexual harassment, bullying, racial discrimination, and pure moral rot inside one of our federal agencies. And remember, this is happening under Joe Biden's so-called most ethical administration in history.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Paul Hollis, I've known him for a long time. He is a favorite son in Louisiana. He served honorably and admirably in our state legislature. He was on the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. No more important job in my state. There's nobody in this country that knows more about coins and coinage and numismatics than Paul Hollis, and all of us in Louisiana are so proud of him. Mr. Hill, did you read the 234-page Cleary-Gottlieb report about the sexual harassment and the bullying and the touching and the sleaze and the racial discrimination at the FDIC under President Biden?
I did, Senator.
I'm going to clean up the language here because we've got kids here. Did you read the part of the report where one young female employee said that her supervisor looked her in the eye and described her as being, quote, like a grizzly bear with breasts, but he didn't use the term breast. Did you read that?
I did, yes.
Did you read the part where one FDIC supervisor asked a young female subordinate, quote, does your husband blank you?
I did, Senator.
You read that?
Yes.
Did you read the part of the report where one young female employee said her supervisor sent her a text saying, quote, get naked, blank?
Yes, Senator.
Did you read the part of the report where one female employee said that her supervisor at the FDIC, been there for years, sent her a picture of his private parts?
Yes, Senator.
Now look, I could go on all day. And you know what I've heard back? I've talked about this for a long time. You know what I've heard back from the FDIC? Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I haven't heard from you. Last time I checked, 97 employees at your agency, if you're confirmed, reported repeated instances of sexual assault, sexual advances, and unwanted touching. 91 other employees reported repeated incidents of sex discrimination. 187 employees reported repeated incidents of bullying and threats. 191 employees reported repeated incidents of racial discrimination. Did you read the part of the report, Mr. Hill, where an Hispanic employee said that his supervisor asked him to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to, quote, prove that he was an American? Did you read that?
I did, Senator.
Did it make you proud?
It did not.
You've been there since January, right?
That's correct.
I heard you talk about transparency and accountability. Those are pretty words. I want a report within 30 days about what's been done. I want to know who's been fired. I want to know who's been prosecuted. I want to know who's been moved around with so-called demotion, taking care of their brother-in-law, and got a bonus.
We can certainly provide that for you.
Well, you better, because I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure I'm going to vote for you. I've had enough of this. I have had enough of this. And if your name came up in front of me right now, I wouldn't vote for you.
Senator,
It's got nothing to do with your policy chops, but I have had enough.
Yep.
I have had enough. This is not an isolated incident. And I've talked about this repeatedly, and I've heard nothing from you, Mr. Hill, and I've had nothing from your agency. And you know what I assume? Look, I trust everybody. I believe in the adage, trust in God, but tie up your camel.
Senator, we are fully committed to cleaning up the agency.
Yeah, well, you got 30 days,
Yep.
or whatever I just said. I'll stick to whatever I just said to give me a report about what's happened to these people.
We will do so.
And otherwise, you can forget about my vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Kennedy didn't hold back. He read some of the shocking statements from that report. Female employees being sexually harassed by their supervisors, disgusting messages being sent, racial intimidation, and even a case where a Hispanic worker was told to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to prove he was an American. That's not just offensive, that's institutional rot at the highest level. But here's what really got Kennedy fired up. The FDIC has done nothing. No accountability. No firings. No prosecutions. Just silence. Kennedy demanded a full report within 30 days to show who's been punished, who's been fired, and who's still collecting a paycheck on the taxpayer's dime. And honestly, he's right to demand it. See, this is what happens when you let bureaucracy run wild without consequence. These federal agencies become their own kingdoms, shielded from scrutiny, answerable to no one. The same crowd that lectures you and me about ethics and equality can't even clean up their own house. Kennedy's message was, clear enough is enough. He told Mr. Hill, the FDIC official, straight up, if your name came up for a vote right now, I wouldn't support you. That's what leadership looks like, calling out corruption no matter where it hides. This report proves what conservatives have been saying for years: Washington is broken and accountability is dead. You can't reform these institutions by giving them more power. You clean them up by holding people responsible, by cutting out the corruption, and by putting America, not politics, first. The FDIC, the DOJ, the FBI, they all need sunlight, not spin. It's time the American people demand real answers. Because if we don't, this same toxic culture is going to keep festering in the shadows. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should Congress start cutting funds to agencies that refuse to clean up their mess? Or should we demand immediate investigations into the leadership of these departments? If you believe in accountability, in truth, and in protecting our country from corruption, share this video with everyone you know. This is how we take back our institutions one truth at a time.